Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Today, we are super excited to finally reveal our plans for the Big Pond Brawl for 2024. We started this last year. It was really a proof of concept of idea that we wanted to jump in and provide a fishing tournament for our anglers around our community here in northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin area. And it, by all accounts, was a complete success. It far exceeded our expectations. We ended up with more than 55 boats.
It was 55 on the dot. It was awesome.
Yeah, when we originally plotted for like 25, we had a very different approach to a tournament in that we wanted to focus on making it very accessible to from the big boater harbored in any one of our harbors here to a small boater that's, trailering their stuff to various areas, following the fish as they migrate from port to port or wherever the hot bite is at. We wanted to have something that allowed everyone to participate in that. And in that, we were successful. And we're very, very grateful for the support from the community and for those sponsors that jumped in last year on a whim, because it was pretty much a thing we thought of in January, and by June it was full-fledged going down. And so now here in 2024, we wanted to expand on this and really bring it into kind of full swing on what we wanted to really, really do. Now that we had our legs underneath us, we kind of know what to look for. And of course, we had the momentum and the support from various businesses, brands, and the community itself. So let's talk about the Big Pond Brawl for 2024. Really, really excited about this. We have 4 dates this year. We've bumped from 1, which was our Trout. This year, we're going to have 4 dates. We're going to have a May 4th, June 8th, August 17th, and then a September 14th date. That's 4. And what's great about these 4 is it's going to cover the seasonal changes of migrating fish. We start off in the spring. We got the transition summer, early summer. Then you get like middle of summer, August, and then you get that fall period, which we expect that to be a king-focused tournament for sure. What I think is going to be interesting about this, what do you think, Rob, is that at each point it's going to challenge people to fish a little bit differently. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you've got typically shallow water fishing in May. June can be either way. We usually it's about the time the transition starts, the thermoclines, forming, and kings start showing up, and there's a good lake trout fishing, and all that stuff's going on. August, you start getting stacked up with warm water, and a lot of times there's more north winds, a little rougher, but there's usually kings around. It's just a matter of getting down to them.
Yeah.
And in September, you usually have good lake trout fishing out deep. Then you have shallow water kings staging in front of the harbors, and you don't know which harbor is going to be the best. A lot of people can go to Racine, but last year Waukegan was great.
Yeah.
If you get muddy water, if you have some bad weather leading into it, it might be too muddy to fish for those fish, then you have to go out deep for lake trout.
Yeah, it's really going to change things a lot. And when it's all said and done, we're talking about 5 fish bag limit, right? We again, in keeping with the idea of making this accessible and simple, just 5 fish that you and a friend could go out and fish for that. You could fish solo, really. If you're really confident in your ability to put 5 fish together and put a decent bag together. Your 5 biggest fish in the cooler, you weigh it, and it's as simple as that. And we have 4 ports again you can fish out of, 2 in Illinois, 2 in Wisconsin, Waukegan and North Point, and then in Wisconsin you're going to have Kenosha and Racine. So again, depending on each tournament throughout the season, for those that can trailer, it's going to be interesting to see how folks use that strategically to decide on where they're going to go and how they're going to fish on the seasonal aspect as well as what the current bite is going on there. And in any of these events, all of them, honestly, you're going to need your trout. Because if you think you're going to go catch 5 coho for the spring May 4th event, that's not going to hold up. You got to look for a brown or a laker to really add to that total weight to break away from the coho that are going to be around more likely. And then you look in the later events, again, there's going to be kings around for that fall or that September one, but you might still need to go and dig a big lake trout out, So it's going to be really cool to see how all of this plays out. Now, with that being said, it's important that we talk about who is helping us bring this into fruition here for year 2 of the Big Pond Brawl and expanding all of this. So let's talk about the sponsors of this event. And first and foremost, Last year, they were a title sponsor, and they are returning again, fully committed to the Big Pond Brawl. And we'd like to welcome again Fishhawk Electronics for jumping on board and being the title sponsor here. Thank you all over there at Fishhawk for supporting us and our anglers here. It's a great year for them as well. They revealed and released that new lithium series for the Fishhawk there.
Really cool new fish.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Very, great advancement in it. And that probe fits in the palm of your hand now.
Yeah, lithium battery, rechargeable, so you don't have to worry about the caps on the old ones and the wires and all that kind of stuff. It's just a sealed unit, and it charges wirelessly.
Yeah. So when it's out of the water, you can put it on the charge.
Yep.
And then drop it back in. So really cool stuff that we got going on over there that we do have units here if you want to check out at the shop. But Fishhawk on board. We'd also like to welcome Dreamweaver Lures, who's also involved this year. It's first time for them, and we're excited to have them on board. You guys know about Dreamweaver, the amount of gear that they make that catches fish. Flasher, flies, spoons, ninja boards. They got it all. We have it here as well, but we're excited to have Dreamweaver on board. We'd also like to welcome Amada Senior Care. They're a company that's focused on home care for your loved ones, the elderly. And, it's just reality of life. We want to look out for our parents, grandparents, loved ones that are aging that need quality home care, which is important to point, quality home care. And Amada Senior Care, focuses in the Northern Illinois area. And so big thank you to Amada Senior Care and Dave Johnson specifically, who's behind that, for investing in the community here. And if you're looking for potentially down that road for home care, definitely consider checking out Amada Senior Care. Aquatraction of Illinois comes back again for year 2. Big thank you to Kyle Blythe over there, who's the Chicago area Aquatraction rep. They do fantastic work. We had their product here. People were walking all on it, and then we have the display board at the front of the shop. So if you're in the area, come by, see the board. If you're looking to have the padding put on your boat, they do custom work, all of that. Everything can be done with them. Consider Aquatraction of Chicago. Blood Run joins us for their first year. Really excited to have them as well. Line, floats, now rods they recently introduced as well. So big thank you to Blood Run for supporting our community over here on our side of the lake. They're a Michigan-based company. Again, we carry a lot of their products here as well. So Stinger joins us on this year. Pro King, Salmon Candy are some of the other brands that are contributing in some form or fashion, prizing or whatever it may be. And we're very grateful to have them on board. Now, let's talk about big fish category. Rob, who do we have on board for this?
This year we have Spruce Island Lodge out of Lake of the Woods in Ontario. They came in big, wanting to sponsor the big fish. That's where you're able to guarantee so much money. It should be, it's a great place if you want to go take your family, fish for muskie, walleye, smallmouth, everything up there. Lake of the Woods is, a world-class destination, so definitely check them out. That's spruceislandcamp.com. Yeah. It's a really nice place. Yeah.
So thank you to Spruce Island Lodge for sponsoring in the big fish for this year. And we're going to get into payouts here momentarily. Stay with me here. Let me quickly mention that with this tournament, again, it is small boat friendly. We're making it very simple to do. 5 fish, get out there and fish. And based off of last year and the feedback, we're already getting so many people asking us for information on this year's event. We expect this to be a really good turnout as well. And it's important to talk about that, as well as us adding 4 dates for this year, we're also adding a series route. So for those anglers that want to dip their toes into this, try one date out and fish it, you can absolutely do that. If you're not confident you'll have a crew for all 4 dates, pick the ones you can do with the people you have and go fish it. For those of you that are more competitive or have a fishing team or crew and can commit to all 4 dates, there's the series route for you, which is going to be another amazing payout, which I'll throw it to Rob to talk about what that series payout is out of the gate.
Series payout right now. So the pay in to enter as the boat of the year, it's $100. That needs to be paid up front at the beginning of the season. Right now, without any boats signed up for boat of the year, the series payout for boat of the year is over $6,000.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So as you can imagine, as people enter in, that will go up.
Exactly. Every boat that signs up for it is going to go up $100.
$100. So do the math on that, up to 50, which is probably a good point to. Well, no, I'll say that for a second. Let's also talk about the individual entry costs.
Yeah. So remember last year we had 55 boats. This year, based on a 25 boat payout, we would have $6,750 based on 25 boats. If we get 50 boats, which we are capping it off at 50 boats this year, it'd be $13,000 paying out per tournament.
Per tournament. Be clear, per tournament. Now, Rob mentioned something very important I do not want to brush over that we need to actually focus on here, which is we are capping each event at 50 boats. Why are we capping it at 50 boats? Well, we do the weigh-in live here at the back of the shop for the broadcast purposes, and it's a quality control thing. We're also trying to put on the show for people to see this, and as well as when we obtain the footage here and all this stuff helps us with the metrics to then send to our sponsors. They can see the impact that we're having here with the reach and impressions, and it helps us to then sell it for the next round of next year. So we have one central location where folks can come to weigh in here. We were able to handle about 50 or so boats. More than that, we're really asking to have a big problem. We don't want anybody to have a bad experience here with the parking flow. So we're capping all the events at 50 total boats. Full stop. That's it. After that, just not going to be in it. And that's just how we're going to have to run it this year. On that note, did we talk about the entry fee?
So, all right. So entry fees for this year, to compete for Boat of the Year, that is $100.
Right.
That has to be paid at the first tournament. Each tournament is $250, 50 of which goes towards the big fish.
Yep.
And as of right now, we're guaranteeing $1,000 per tournament for big fish.
Yep. So out of the gate, good payouts each event, $1,000 alone just for the big fish. We're paying down 20% of the field.
Yep.
So the more that there is, the further down the payout goes. And the one thing we want to stress here on this, the way this works, because we have a cap system in place at 50, we need to kind of explain this to you. Hopefully we do this in a good way here on how this works when you are trying to fish the series route, because we do allow people to jump in on individual events. So what we've decided to do here is when you pay for your series route, for the series route at the beginning of the first tournament here to lock you in for the entire series, that's going to give you priority sign up for the following 3 events. You'll be able to lock in your spot for the following tournaments a week before the sales are available for the general public to buy a spot. And that is so that you do not lose out that spot, so that you can't compete for your series, because that would be a terrible thing. So for those of you that want to do the series, you will have a 1-week lead time for priority buy-in to pay the $250 for that next event as part of the series, so you can guarantee your spot so you don't get bumped out. After that 1-week grace period or advanced lead time you have to buy that buy-in for that next tournament, if it hasn't been purchased, we open it up to anybody, and we would hate to see it happen, but let's just make sure. And we would really recommend at this point to purchase your stuff right away, lock yourself in as fast as possible. Now, the reality is once we open this up to for the first event, it's possible that 50 people might lock in for the series, and then that means, short of anybody dropping prior to the next event, there might be very limited to no spots available. So we are definitely going to encourage you all to, if you're thinking about doing this, lock it in early, the reality of it all. So you have a shot to get involved in all of this. I think we covered a lot of the basics that we wanted to share with you today, as far as the numbers, the costs, what the potential payout here is. And again, that's just based off the 25 boats. And we believe it'll be north of that. But we want to be kind of conservative here in the numbers. But it can only go up. And we have some wonderful sponsors here. We're going to be posting more videos outlining more things in the first event. We'll cover that in future videos. As far as the captain's meetings and all that stuff, we'll have more information as we get a little closer to those dates. once we have the entry field signed up and all of that stuff. What I will say right now is that you can go lock in your spot for the Big Pond Brawl right now on our website at lakemichiganangler.com. We're going to link to it down below, so you can go right there right now. We're also going to link below to all of our wonderful sponsors down below for you to give them a chance to check out their websites, get more information on the various things that they offer, services and products, many of which of the product side we carry here at the shop. So if you are looking for a new fish hawk system or flashers from Dreamweaver or whatever, we have it here. Come by and see us. We're happy to talk you through that and get you guys rigged up with those things. Any thoughts, Rob? Anything else we might need to touch on?
I think we covered it all.
Yeah.
It'll be a great year.
Yeah, it is. So go sign up now on the website. There'll also be the rule set in that sign up page where you can look through as well and see more details on that. Thank you guys. We're excited about 2024 for the Big Pond Brawl presented by Fish Hawk Electronics. We look forward to seeing you guys on the water soon.